Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to do the moss stitch. The moss stitch is a very attractive stitch that uses the chain, slip stitch, and half double crochet stitch in order to get this beautiful texture. By doing this, you're going to be creating a strong column of stitches, and that means you're just going to be making the textured right here. All you need to do is make sure that you keep your stitches a little bit loose, which is why I recommend using a size crochet hook that's one size bigger than your recommended yarn, and that way you can just count your stitches regularly to make sure that you are alternating between the two stitches that I mentioned. Alright, so let's get started on learning how to make the moss stitch. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using some Caron Simply Soft. You can use whatever yarn you like to practice. And then I'm also going to be using a size bigger crochet hook than the recommended hook that the Caron Simply Soft calls for. And I'm going to be using a 5.5mm crochet hook. Now the reason why I'm using a slightly bigger hook than the recommended hook is because I want to keep my stitches a little bit more loose in order to make the moss stitch. And you'll see what I mean by me showing you in just a moment. So to make the moss stitch, you're just going to need any even number of stitches. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to be doing a chain of 20. So to make a chain, you're going to yarn over your hook and pull through that loop on your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So now that you have your 20 chains, you're going to slip stitch into the second chain from your hook. So the loop on your hook does not count. You're going to count 2 chains from your hook, so 1 and 2, and you're going to make a slip stitch. So to make a slip stitch, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that chain, as well as that loop on your hook. Next, you're going to make 1 half double crochet into the next chain. So to make a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook, find that next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And that completes your half double crochet. Next, you're going to repeat this over until the end of your row. So you're going to alternate slip stitch and half double crochet. So you just made a half double crochet. Next, you're going to make a slip stitch. So again, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that chain, as well as that loop on your hook. In the next chain, make a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into that next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So just alternate slip stitch and half double crochet for your first row, and this is what the moss stitch will end up being, just alternating a slip stitch and half double crochet. So when you make your slip stitches, you want to make your stitches a little bit loose and not as tight, which is why, like I said, I'm going up a hook size. Okay, I have 2 chains left, so I'm going to make a half double crochet and a slip stitch in the very last chain. And this is what your first row would look like. And then if you turn it to the other side, you kind of see a little bit of that texture forming a little bit. Okay, so next you're going to chain 1 and turn. And next you're going to find that first half double crochet and you're going to slip stitch into the half double crochet. So you're going to skip this very first stitch, which is your slip stitch, and go into that second stitch, which is your half double crochet. Now you want to make sure you go into the right loops, so you do not want to go in these 2 loops right here. You want to find the back loop, so you want to turn your work a little bit, and then you'll see the top of your stitch right here, and you want to go into that stitch right there and make a slip stitch. Next you're going to make 1 half double crochet in each of the, you're going to make 1 half double crochet and the slip stitch. So again, you just find that slip stitch, which is going to be right here, and you're going to make your half double crochet. And then you're going to repeat this all the way across your row. So the next half double crochet you're going to do a slip stitch, the next slip stitch you're going to do a half double crochet. So you always want to do the opposite in the next stitch. So this is a half double crochet. So again, you want to turn it to find that those top loops of the stitch, and then you're going to make a slip stitch. In the next slip stitch you're going to make a half double crochet. So again, you want to just repeat this all the way across, alternating half double crochets and slip stitches, but making sure that you're doing the opposite. Okay, I'm coming up to the end of my row and I have 1 stitch left, and that's going to be a slip stitch. And then for row 3, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And you're going to repeat row 2 over and over again until your desired height. So you're going to slip stitch into that half double crochet, and half double crochet into that next slip stitch. And again, just repeat that all the way across. And then as you can see on both sides, you have that texture forming. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more rows so you get the idea of what this stitch looks like, and I will meet up with you at the end. Okay, so I finished a few more rows of the moss stitch, and as you can see that beautiful texture showing up when you make the slip stitch in the half double crochet stitches, and that is visible on both sides. Now, if you wanted to make a project with this, I do have a moss stitch baby blanket pattern that I will go ahead and link below just in case you're interested in making that blanket. Now, for that blanket, I did the moss stitch a little bit different, but the end result is still the same. So again, I'll leave that moss stitch baby blanket link below just in case you're interested in checking that out. But this is basically what the stitch will look like. So again, you're just going to repeat row 2 over and over again, making a slip stitch into the half double crochet and a half double crochet into the slip stitch. And this is your end result, which is beautiful and very textured. So thank you so much for joining me today and learning how to make the moss stitch. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and give this stitch a try. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me, and as always, Happy crocheting! Bye!